Hello, farmers. It's Trevor here, and I am back for another episode on Grizzly Mountain, the lazy farmer. And I'm standing over here by our cornfield, and if you notice something, I got a bunch of trees that I've cut down. So what I did since the last episode was finish getting the hay off the field. And so now if we take a look at our sheep, just to jump subjects and from one to one to one, our sheep are in good shape. They've made a little bit of poo and probably some grass that needs to be picked up. And we don't have a front end loader, but we'll see if we can come up with a solution for picking that stuff up, which I don't think, no, we don't have a front end loader, do we? No. But anyway, we'll have to get something, maybe a telehandler or whatever else, because we're going to be a pretty big animal operation here pretty shortly, I have a feeling. So anyway, the sheep are in good shape since the last episode, and I came out here and started cutting trees, and then I noticed that the weeds had grown up on our two of our fields. We have soybeans now over in what I'm going to call the shop field, since it's over by the shop, and this field I'm going to call the island field. So the island field and the shop field have that. This one I think I'm going to call the long field. I don't know if that's going to stay the longest field, but I worked on a farm and we never called it field one, field two. We had the hay field, we had the upper field, the lower field, the big lot. We have a pig farm, so lots didn't have name. Now I'm sure there's big industrial farms. That's not true. But anyway, I came out here because I was thinking about it. It's like, well, we do want more field. And in addition to that, we're going to want to get the animals, the, cow pasture. Well, we already, get the cow pasture, get the horse paddock. Well, we really don't have enough money for that. So in any event, I was, got all these trees chopped. Every regular tree that the Scorpion King could handle, all the way around this hill, to the other side of the mountain there almost, where it makes sense. And so we can decide what we need for fields. But before that, I was, saying, well, you know what, it's getting kind of late in the day. Let me come here and, fast forward time. Well, time fast forwarded, and this stuff grew just right at, in some ways, the worst time, because it like by 8 o'clock, 2 hours from now, it grew, and it was like, boy, if I fast forward through the night, then it's going to grow twice, and I wasn't sure exactly when, and I thought about the fact that the growth control mod is back, and so I took a look at that. I want to mention Farmer Klein has a video that explains it pretty well, but I'm going to hit Shift Z, and that brings up, here, let me bring it to where you guys might be able to see it better in darker background, the fact that this now will tell us, if even if I didn't change anything else, at least it tells you when this stuff's going to grow. And if you're making YouTube videos and don't want to do things at night, that's at least good to know when things will pop up. So we have it where it's going to grow every 12 hours now. You can go in, you have to go in, start up a map. If you're in the middle of a map, like go in, save the map, and then come right back out, and you'll have in your folder a growth control.xml, and you can go in there and change the numbers for the number of hours. Farmer Klein explains it pretty well. Now the weeds and their growth is on a different thing where you just have to pick like a number, and Farmer Klein didn't explain it very well. I ran through a little experiment, and I think that whatever number you put in there is in the neighborhood of 15 hours. So I'm not 100% sure. I didn't do enough experimenting to really nail that down, but I basically doubled the number, and it went from, probably what was 20 hours up to about, 39 or 40 hours. So anyway, in doing the math, I've now set it to 3.333333 hours, which I think is going to get us that the weeds will grow in about 50 hours. Because I set the plants to grow 12, which will take 48 hours, I think, for them to actually come to harvestable. That means that the weeds in the future will tend to grow after the harvest. So, you know, we may be able to even miss having to weed if we time things well. But in any event, we'll see if it shows up with 15 hours because we're about to fast forward. I'm even going to turn on my flashlight in anticipation of the dark. So let's ramp the time up to 120 here. And I'm just kind of curious as we get real close. You know, we should see this grow. I want to stay a little bit away, stay out of the bush, a little bit away from this field. You know, we're staying near these lovely little weeds. So as you can see, hopefully you guys can see that. I know things don't always show up great, especially if your resolution that you're downloading is low, but we've got about an hour left, a little over an hour. So it really, adding this mod didn't change this first cycle very much. I mean, this is about when it was, which for me, trying to do a YouTube video in the dark is just, I know guys do it, but it's, you just can't see that much on the YouTube. And plus there's a certain, I mean, how many hours can a person go in real life, All right, so we are down to the shouting match. So what I want to do is I'm going to let the growth cycle happen. And then I'm just going to, real quick, there we go. So now it says 12 hours for all those things. I'm just going to let the growth happen. Now we shouldn't get weeds in this field because it is with the herbicide. So what I now want to do is after the growth is all done, which I think it should be, let's come over here and take a look just to confirm. Yep, seems like we're all grown. I think it goes from the top of the map to the bottom. So since we're at the bottom of the map. So now I just want to fast forward a little bit more until the weed time changes. All right, it's at a negative number now, so we should get, yep, there we go. So if you want to change your weed hours, put in about 15 hours or multiply, whatever multiplier you put into that XML file, put in 15 hours. So, if you put in 1, the weeds will grow every 15 hours. If you put in 3.333, you're going to get 50 hours. Which means that we should be able to grow a crop if we time it well without even having to having to worry about the weeds. But that would also involve like getting out there, kind of like right now and doing it. And I don't want to do that. I'm going to fast forward through the night. So I'm going to fast forward through the night and I'm going to come out here and I'm going to harvest this. I hope everything I said was understandable. If you have any other questions or want some more help with that, I'd be happy to explain it a little bit better. But at this point, it should be another 12 hours before I need it. So if I can, what I'll probably do is fast forward through the night until like 6 a.m. when it'll still be pretty dark. So that's why I'll tend to do the corn harvest, just off camera. That way you guys don't have to watch me in the dark. All right. Anyway, I hope that was all understandable, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right, guys, the corn is harvested, and I'm over here by our repair shop because I want to let you know about something else I did. The two implements aren't very damaged. I don't know if you can see. It says the header's 9.8% and the harvester 6%. But I like to generally, repair them each time just so I don't forget. I don't always, but in this case I probably wouldn't have, but I hate when those things start slowing down because they start getting damaged. So in any event, if we come into this and I hit the tab key, well, look at that. So there's a mod out there. It's available like in the mods section of the I think it's the gameplay section. It's called Workshop Tabber or something like that. But if you take a look, because it's really annoying to have to like drop the header off and then, especially, and also, I'd use the sprayer. That thing seems to wear out quite a bit. Plus you use it a fair amount. You have to take the sprayer off the front and the back and then the tractor. So with this, you can repair each one. So I'll come in here and hit, yes, I really want to repair it. Switch over to here. Yes, I really want to repair it. And there we go. So now we're all repaired up. We didn't have to do any, oops, I don't want to customize it. Let's get out of here. So there we go. If we look in now, we're 100% fixed. Let's get rid of that. I use Courseplay to run the tractor. Now, another thing I'm curious, I updated this mod. Nah, it's not letting me fill up. I have to back in. Yeah, I should have put that in a different direction, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it takes, it's not down very much, but it still uses a good amount of fuel compared to other vehicles. Alright, so there we go. So, what is the next plan? That went so well that I think what I would like to do is put some sunflowers out there. I'd like to get some of each crop. We don't have any sunflowers yet. And hey, why not, right? I like to build up my supplies of each crop so that I can back up a little bit. There we go, spit that guy out and park him up. So what I think I'll do off camera is plant some soybeans. I'm sorry, sunflowers. Did I say so? I said. And then let's just take a look after I park this thing. Thing's kind of loud. All right, escape. So, by the way, I'm keeping an eye on our wood chips. When our wood chips get over 180, which is where they were before, so I know they go up at least that high, I will sell the wood chips. But at this point, this is about as high as I've seen it since our big sell-off before. When I go to clear the rest of those trees, there's definitely some of those like more ornamental trees, the ones the Scorpion King won't cut, that will be in my way, I'm sure. So we're going to have lots of wood chips to sell if that price goes back up. In any event, I thought I'd take a look at this. So we have some wheat. Our barley, we should probably plant one of these fields with barley. I didn't do that before because I have enough straw. I probably should even sell some off. I don't know what offhand is a good price for straw, but we do have this will drive the price of straw up here. So if I do too many more fields, I'm just going to fill this thing up. So I'll take a look and see if that's a good price to sell the straw. Seems decent, almost $90. But yeah, we don't have any canolas, and then we'll plant some sunflower seeds. We have soybeans planted. We now have, let me move this. We now have 51,000. I'm not planning on doing potatoes because we're doing the sugar beets. I'm not sure if we'll buy the sugar beet machine. Let's see how much money we have when I get done selling these trees. And I don't know if I'll do sugar cane or not. I don't feel that it fits the mountain map that you would grow sugar cane, but whatever. And we don't have any wool, but we don't have a wool storage place either, so we're going to have to deal with getting the wool off the sheep. Okay. Yep, look, there is some wool down there. So we'll give it a little more time to build up. Let me head down there before we cut off. And this isn't the end of the episode, but I'll come back when we have a bunch more money, and maybe we'll do something to end the episode. Maybe we'll even get, the cows going and think about how we're going to deal with the silage need, because I think we have hay now and grass. Yeah, so anyway. So here we go. So we have, at least some wool coming. This will be one of the crops that we might even sell. We haven't sold very much other than trees. I cut down 1,086 trees, just so you know. So it's, as I've said before, if you're going to do this truly manually, and even just without that auto loader tractor, more power to you. I mean, definitely get yourself a Scorpion King, if nothing else, because if you delimb all those by hand, you probably have, I don't know, you probably should go get a job at that point, because you'll be playing this map forever and probably need to go do something more productive, quite honestly. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Take care of your... Oh, wait, I'm not saying goodbye. I'm going to stop the recording, and I will see you in a second. There we go. We have a sunflower field now. So, I realized I needed to plow it, so I got a little bit of the cultivating done before I went and actually looked. Somehow noticed. I'm glad I thought of it. But I do want to check a setting in here. I don't know if you guys realized these were in here. Not this one. This one. Just make sure there's, periodic plow required. Auto save weeds. I thought there was a place you could change how often. Maybe it was in here. Nah. No. Anyway, periodic plowing's fine. I think it seems to be, what, every 2? No, it's not every 2. I don't know why I had to plow this field. But anyway, it's plowed. It has sunflowers. We're happy. So we're going to have some of each crop here before we know it. And we still haven't really spent any of our money, so we still have $1 million, if you can see it up there. And what I've also done, I don't know where, you know what, probably getting in a vehicle. Let's get in the little red tractor. Just for, I'll zoom way out. So what I've done is, cleared out all these trees, most of those trees. I still have a few over there. And then I went around with the plow and just sort of, used it with the GPS to get some straight lines and kind of see what I would do. And I'm thinking of making this like a little field that we would maybe do potatoes or sweet beets, instead of using that field up there, which is kind of certainly big for, look, you can do potatoes, but at 2 meters at a shot or whatever, 3 meters at a shot, it's kind of tough. So. But anyway, it might just be a little field. I doubt I would tie it into either one of the other ones, but I mean, it wouldn't make too much sense to tie it into that one. It would be an awful strange shaped field. So let's see, if I back up a bit, I'll show you what I mean. It's not running to the plow. So I definitely think I want to do a field over here. Let's go this way a little bit. There we go. So this would be about the other corner, and then I'd go all the way over to it'd be a little odd shape, but this would be probably our biggest field right here, if you can see it out there. But I have these trees in the way, don't I? So what I've done is, let's see if I can jump relatively quickly to this guy. I've got the Pooler, I don't know how to, Taj Fun, whatever that is. So, but what I think I'll do is, since we're going to have some sugar beets as far as getting pigs go. We don't really need this field. So what I think I'll do is come up and, just drag those other trees up here. Our price of the, I just looked a minute ago, the price of the wood chips really hasn't changed all that much. So, and again, if you, I don't want the field or the tree to go any closer to that field. Not that I think it would matter too much, but if you want the tree to fall this way, try to hold your thing level. It's not like a regular thing. I'm going to hit Y just so we're kind of level. It doesn't have to be perfect. And cut, and it should fall off to our left. Hopefully. Make a liar out of me, right? Sometimes they stand straight up. There you go. Fell right over to the left. And then, let's zoom in on this guy. What I'll do, go that close. I should be able to lift this guy up over that stump. Now the Brucks will get a few wood chips for the stump, but since I'm not doing it immediately, I tend to rather not worry about that. So, alright, there you go. So see, it grounded down a little bit, and then it'll grind it down the rest of the way. And it won't grind anything else. Like, as I push the tree back, there's a section of wood there. It didn't grind that, so... which is kind of annoying. I don't know why it gives you that little angle of wood, but sometimes it doesn't. Maybe it is if you're at a slight angle. I don't know. Now this tree, this is one of the reasons I do these lines, is because you can kind of see. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do like an English map where you got wiggly fields, but I like straight edges. Not because I'm American, just because it makes life easier, and we're the lazy farmer. So anyway, so you can see which trees and why, I definitely will take down this one over here. That one should be okay for the field. Sometimes there's a branch sticks out the wrong way, or combine might hit it, but I think we're okay in that case. So I think I'll go this way with this one. Y. Just move it down a little bit. And I'm trying to just get as low as I can. Oh, by the way, Y on my controller is crouch. So that's why I say Y. If you didn't notice me crouching. Yeah, see, there goes that little angle. It's just a thing, I guess. You can sell them. and the Brucks chipper will chip it up if you get a hold of it. It's just sort of a little small to get a hold of. And one of the reasons I'm doing this first with the grinder is so that it just makes the pulling them a heck of a lot easier. And this guy, you know what, I'm going to get rid of him for a couple of reasons. One is he's just close, but the lines that I've drawn aren't absolute, of course. We can, I would think of taking this field down this way, even though we are on a pretty big hill right there. It doesn't really look it, but see that? That tractor's sitting. Yeah, I think I'm just going to end the field there, but that guy's just too close for comfort. Try to make that somewhat level. Crouch. Oops, go back up. Fell on my tractor. Persistence pays off sometimes. All right, well, I think you get the general idea, and then sorry, kind of loud. And I'll drag these fields, or these trees back over around to that, quote, other field. I wonder if I should, I'm not even going to plow it first. I'm just going to drag them up there, and see, this guy will be right smack in the middle of the way. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call this an episode here. It's kind of long enough. In between episodes, I'll get these other trees cleared out, and I'll get this whole big field plowed. We'll have this little jut out towards the river over here, and I'll probably also do my new grass planting method around the edges. So, I don't know that I'll necessarily be this close to the river. I may run a line of grass up through here. We'll see what happens. But it should be a better looking field than, when I get done, I'll see about making it look a little fancy. Oh, and one more thing I'll probably end up doing, just so you guys don't feel too left out by the great leaps in time. is I'm going to build a little road. One of the reasons I actually parked the truck, or you can see I still have that thing parked here. Like, this will be a road that comes up this way and then goes back to our regular road, if that makes sense. So there'll be a road coming right down here, which, again, we'll see. I might even try to make it a little bit more, well, I don't know. We'll see. But it'll probably, and it won't go that necessarily too far. It'll probably just come down to here where, where the edge of the field is. There's no intention of jumping over on the map over to that other section. Though who knows? That might be, might be something we think of or do in a later date. We can always change it. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will get to work so we can have another one. All right. Hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.